Okay, let's be real. Your tech feed is probably a complete fire hose of AI news right now. But beyond all the hype, there's a massive shift happening that's already changing how we build software, especially in the Salesforce world. So today, we're going to cut through the noise and break down what this agentic revolution actually is, and more importantly, what it means for you. It feels like the future isn't arriving gradually anymore. It's coming in these huge, concentrated bursts. And to really get a handle on this agentic revolution, you have to appreciate the incredible speed of change. Honestly, the best way to see it is to look at what happened in just one single week. So check this out. In just 1 week, the entire landscape just shifted. We saw these massive infrastructure and enterprise deals, which is big news. But the real story, the part you really need to pay attention to, is in those last two events. Google and OpenAI released tools that moved AI from just answering our questions to actively performing tasks for us. That's the leap. That's the whole ballgame, and it all happened in a matter of days. So is your head spinning a little bit? Yeah, it should be. It's a lot to take in. But the crucial point here isn't just the speed of the change itself. It's what this change is finally going to fix. A core problem that has, frankly, plagued the Salesforce ecosystem for years. Let's just be honest about an uncomfortable truth for a second. For a long, long time, Salesforce DevOps has been incredibly difficult. I mean, we've basically been asking admins to become coders and developers to become infrastructure gurus, and that's created this huge barrier to entry for most teams. And the result of all that difficulty? Well, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. Less than 30% of all Salesforce orgs have actually implemented proper DevOps. And it's not because people aren't trying. It's because the learning curve is basically a vertical cliff, the tools are complex, and the fear of breaking something in production is very, very real. We've ended up creating what you could almost call a priesthood of specialists. These folks who understand the dark arts of merge conflicts and metadata APIs. This exclusivity, this bottleneck, well, that is exactly what this new wave of AI is perfectly positioned to solve. Okay, so that's the problem. How in the world does AI fix it? It all comes down to a fundamental shift in how we think about AI. We have to understand the jump from the AI we're used to today to the AI that is about to change everything. All right, so most of us know assisted AI, right? Think GitHub Copilot. It's an incredibly powerful helper, and it can boost productivity by up to 40%. That's super impressive, but it's not the revolution. The revolution is agentic AI. These are autonomous agents that don't just assist you, they act for you. You give them a goal, and they figure out and execute the entire plan. I know, that might sound a little abstract, maybe a bit sci-fi, so let's make it real. Let's walk through a concrete example. And this isn't some hypothetical 5 years from now. This is the kind of workflow that's becoming possible, like, right now. So picture this. A product manager drops a simple request into Slack. From that moment, a whole team of specialized AI agents takes over. You've got one to listen, one to build the new fields, one to write all the tests, and another to handle the deployment. They manage the entire workflow, from code generation all the way to regression testing. But here's the crucial parts. Look at that last step. The final approval is still human. Your role shifts from doing all the tedious work to directing the work. And let me be super clear about this. We are not talking about science fiction. With tools like OpenAI's AgentKit and Google's Gemini already out in the wild, this kind of capability is on a 12 to 18-month horizon, not a 5-year one. It's coming, and it's coming fast. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Giving AI this much autonomy? Well, it obviously raises some pretty big questions. If an AI can act on its own, how do you control it? How do you make sure it's doing the right thing, safely and compliantly? And that brings us to the absolutely critical topic of governance. For agentic AI to really work safely in the world of Salesforce, it needs 3 pillars to stand on. First is context. The AI has to deeply understand your specific org. Otherwise, it's just powerful and blind. Second, governance. Every single action must be auditable, compliant, and, this is key, reversible. And third, you need orchestration, a system to coordinate all these specialized agents so they work together as a team. Of course, let's not pretend this transition is going to be a simple walk in the park. There are some real, honest-to-goodness challenges we have to face. We've got a new skills gap, shifting from managing pipelines to engineering prompts. We have a trust problem as organizations learn to rely on AI.
The technology itself is a constantly moving target, all while Salesforce's own AI plans are still evolving.
So, with all that said, what does this actually mean for you, for your job? This isn't a story about replacement, it's a story about amplification. Let's break down how your role is about to get a major upgrade. Okay, for all the Salesforce admins out there, listen up. This is your moment. All that technical complexity that kept you from fully jumping into DevOps, the AI is about to handle that. The barrier to entry has just been completely demolished. Now is the time to start playing with this stuff. And for you developers, your productivity is about to go through the roof. Your value is going to shift away from writing every single line of code to focusing on the big picture, the architecture, the design, and the strategic choices that, frankly, only a human can make.
And finally, for the leaders, the message here is crystal clear. This is not just about adopting a new tool, it's a fundamental culture change. The teams that win in this new era will be the ones who start building their AI governance frameworks today, preparing their people for a whole new way of working. Look, if there is one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Agentic AI isn't here to take jobs. It's here to eliminate the soul-crushing toil. It's going to elevate talented people out of deployment hell and turn them into strategic architects of innovation. It is truly, truly about amplifying human potential. So the question is no longer if this is going to happen. It's happening right now as we speak. The only question left is, will you lead this change or will you be changed by it? The agentic revolution is here. Are you ready?